It's Sandy here, and we're going to do the February update. It's been a while. New subscribers first. So we've got Off-Grid Gary, Steve, 64464, Chef Buzaza, Quality Ratchet Man, Jason Witt, Craig Leak, Mir, Pipchip, Jens Sylvester, Ricardo, Guth Justino, Camolas, Thomas Murphy, Fabiano, Costa Pereira, Rit Nelson, Southern Ohio DIY Solar Power, Drazen, Lajezik Gayan, Negayan, Marcelo Antonio Bergantia, Mohammed Ismail. Thank you for subscribing, guys. These analytics are always fascinating, but apparently almost 14,000 minutes of my videos have been watched in the last 28 days. So I was curious how much that ended up being, and that's 233 hours or 10 days. And I thought, at first it looks like a big number, but it's only 10 days of, watching over a 30-day period, and who knows how many. Anyways, analytics are funny. Here's the interesting thing. So, top viewed videos in the last 48 hours is this fake make sky blue review, and then this review here, and then so this one, the dead DeWalt battery one, I actually do like it. I'm still using that battery actually. This one here, so you could watch the video how I fixed it. The fuse inside of it blew, so I just used solder to bridge the gap, and yeah, it still works. So I'm glad that video is getting tracked or getting viewed. But this one here is this thing that was 4 years ago. I made a video. I bought this thing 5 years ago, 2014 February. So this month, 5 years ago, I bought this thing, and I'm still using it. So I guess that's when USB 3.0 first came out. But anyways, yeah, I bought it, and I made I'd say a decent review of it, because I tried using different hard drives. It's not a perfect review, but very low quality, but that was 5 years ago, right? 24 dislikes. It's been watched almost 80,000 times. That's pretty impressive. This is the analytics for it. I made $0 off it because I don't monetize, because I think the whole thing's a big scam. Alright, audience retention. That's kind of interesting. It's like, they sharply drop it, people click it and they click off, but it goes about halfway. These analytics are kind of interesting. It's been pretty steady. You can see all my older videos are pretty rough around their edges. I've been making YouTube videos since I was in high school, like 16 years old or something. That was like early 2000s. 2005, I think I first joined YouTube. I don't know. Let's go through the comments now. Chris is saying, good to hear from you again. He was worried about me. I'm worried about me too. 700, so this is his system that he's been building. It's kind of a beast. 700 watt drain, but he can do 1 kilowatt for 4 hours, which is incredibly impressive, in my opinion. 5 kilowatt hour wall is finished. He had issues with his first 3 bricks, because he does the bricks, right? What everyone else does, pretty much. But he had to replace 60 cells. It took him about 6 hours, he said. It's a long time, but part of the beast. He says, oh yeah, we're talking about my system. It's almost maintenance free, I guess. So, Rolly Baganto, no problem, man. He said thanks for the shout out. Steve, my man Steve. He just copied Hyperterminal over from Windows XP, but he figured there might be DLLs missing, and that's for reprogramming the APC UPSs out of server rack modules, I guess. Boschjan Trancar, this is referring to DIY solar panels. He says just buy used solar panels. The work, time, material cost is too much, and he's absolutely right. I'm still gonna do it, but no, if you just need solar panels, just buy used. Average Joe says the 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Absolutely. I really like that. It's 100% true. And that has to do with the DIY solar video as well, right? The whole video is just planning and deciding what parts you need, not even putting one together, which I really didn't see any videos on YouTube that properly planned out making your own solar panels. They just kind of jumped into it and then afterward found out it wasn't a very good idea. We asked for a video on how to build a power wall, so I made that video. He liked it, said it saves you time on issues you might run into. I've improved on the design as well since then as well. Steve, my man. Oh, you were up here as well. APC lowest operating voltage. Yes, I never did figure that out. We kind of figured it was somewhere around 22 volts. Alright, Nemesis. I always hear from you, man. So, the voltmeter. Oh yeah, so he figured he's never had a problem with those small voltmeters. Like in my Powerwall, how to build a modular Powerwall video. I had problems with mine, but he said he's never had problems. But the problem is that I strung them all together. All the positives are strung together. And I think that's maybe where my issue was, but I still haven't received my new batch, which is annoying. I should have got them by now. Muhammad, he had a good question. He said, why not use acrylic instead of wood to see the fuses? That's a good point. The problem is in order to get enough strength so it doesn't break or wobble, you have to use 0.22 inches. So you have to use really thick acrylic in order to have a strong enough base, and the cost goes into the hundreds, unfortunately. So that's why. And yeah, you could easily visually inspect it, but digital multimeter does a quick test. I'll be putting out a video of how to do all that stuff, but that was a great question, thank you. And I did reply to him and explain all that. Zhang Sung. So how do you check the fuses under the box? So that's the same as the question above it, that's why I put them together. And basically use a digital multimeter and you do a beep test. And I replied to him explaining that. And you should be doing that even, visual inspection never properly shows. It could be just a tiny millimeter gap between the wire, and you'd look at it and it'd look fine. And you'd be like, oh, okay, there's no problem. So you should always be doing a beep test regardless. It's pretty quick, especially with my system it's quick, and with the normal bricks it's very normal too. Carbogger loves the videos. It's hard to find people to talk to about this. Yeah, absolutely. We watched a few of them. I mentioned that. But yeah, it is hard to find people that actually understand what you're talking about. Try again, Vojevic. Sorry for butchering that. That's used capacitor. Oh yeah, so use a capacitor instead of batteries to measure the APC's float voltage. So he's saying that they're notorious for a bad reading for float voltage. That's really good advice. So I can just use a few small capacitors, 35 volt capacitors. I have a bunch of them kicking around. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. Alex the Tech says, how do you use the 20 amp BMSs and do they even work? That is a great question, and I need to make a YouTube video on that. I did post a picture to him. But yeah, that's how you wire it up, basically. Does it work? I don't know. I'm still testing that. Unfortunately, I don't think it does. I don't think any of them actually balance. At most, they just turn the system off if it's imbalanced. Ishni22, so he kind of figured this one out. So this is from a really old video, where I had a bunch of orange batteries, and he said they're Sanyo 16 650s, and they have 2,300 milliamp hours capacitance. So it was a really old video that I posted that of like odd sized 18 650s, I think was the title. So the Southern Ohio DIY Solar, I decided to check out his channel. He's got, so this guy, he gets the Midnight, and he also has Outback equipment, so he's got some pretty good videos. Lots of good screen or thumbnails for his videos too. I like that. So that's definitely gonna be, I'm gonna have to put some time aside and watch some of these videos. Anyways, yeah, he liked the videos, so figured I'd show his stuff. But yeah, he's got a lot of equipment. That another one we'll shout out to is Carbogger. So Carbogger had some interesting videos too that I'm meaning to check out. He's got a lot of these Make Sky Blues, and he's Sterling Engine Project. I want to watch that one. But yeah, he's got some pretty good videos. Alright, so moving on to what I've been up to. So I managed to go through just running the lights using my dimmer switch module. So I was running these lights up here. It lasted quite a while. I think it took over a week or two to drain it down all the way from 29.2, and I ended up with 4,300 watt hours. Now since then I've replaced 8 sections of batteries with they went from 4,700 to 5,000 and 6,000. So it'll have a bit more power going to it. But I'm pretty happy with a 4,000 watt hour wall. And I've been using this guy quite a bit. Turned out to be a really good buy. You know, 5 amp hours is pretty decent. Can't complain. Much cheaper than buying a bunch of solar panels and mounting them, that's for sure. But I don't pay for electricity, so that's why I'm doing this for now. And then I built this guy. So pretty big difference, but anyways, that's basically what it looks like with the cover on it. It'll look like that, and of course those would stick through. So I'd obviously want this to be made out of metal, but I only have access to equipment to do wood, so I don't have a metal press or bending tools, proper bending tools, or anything like that, unfortunately. So I built it using plywood, and it still turned out really well. I'm very happy with the end result, and the video for that will be coming out soon. Another thing I did was I modified version 2, and I use a cigarette lighter now, so it plugs in easily, and it's got a nice connector, so very happy about that. And yeah, I bought this unit. I'll dim this right down. There we go. I bought it for like $5, $6 at Value Village. Yeah, just shoved it in place and just screwed it in. So it's got a small fuse on it. But yeah, it works really good. Very bright. It's a really nice design. I'm very happy with it. You see how I wired this all up. I used a lot of heat shrink and color coordinating. The heat shrink is really helpful. Put red heat shrink on the positive end. No matter what, makes everything much easier, much better. I'd like to paint the tips red and black as well, just because it'll add a little bit more. So there it is, running a load. I'm running these CFLs up here. I've been doing a bit of testing. Got all these light bulbs. I've been cycling through, just testing them. board, so I made a chart of the different light bulb types that I'm using. I'm doing them in groups of 4. I haven't done the DC light bulbs yet, and I haven't done the meter test yet, but I'm really happy I finally got around to modifying this guy. I really would have liked to have this entire unit built into the box, but there was nowhere to put it. There's just nowhere to put it. I could build one that would barely fit, but I would have to, I think this is the only spot that it would fit, and it would be, I'd have to cut this out here and put it right there. I think that's the only place it would even remotely fit. I finally found a 3-gang plastic box, so I'm going to use that instead of the metal one. I don't like the metal one. It's too risky. Too many things to go wrong. Plastic one, it's nice and light, simple. So I'm going to build a portable unit that does that, and it will use cigarette lighter as well. Yeah, lots more to do, but I'm very glad I got this unit finished for prototyping. I'm going to put a handle on it, and these wires have to be, this whole plate has to come off, and these wires have to be screwed in underneath here. So, other than that, and I'm putting a big handle on it. I want a nice carrying handle put on it. It's done in my opinion. I suppose some kind of thin wood would be best as a cover for the whole unit. Probably. I do want it so that it's 2 pieces, so there's one on top, right, and then it'll be cut out here on the bottom so you can remove the bottom plate on its own. So I have to build up right here. I do want to put a piece of wood, I guess, going from here all the way over to here. That way it's got some kind of rigidity. Also ordered 2 more batches of these warm. I don't like cool white, so this is cool white, and I don't like it at all, to be honest. I'm gonna do one more test. I'm gonna take my cool whites and move them over there, so they'll be my primary use. But I prefer warm white. The yellow is a lot nicer for working in, you know, a living space. As usual, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for your comments. I really do appreciate them. I enjoy talking to you guys and sharing my experiences, and especially you sharing yours, because it helps us all grow and build better systems. And yeah, pretty happy with the way things are going. They're not perfect, but that's why we do it, because if it was perfect, it wouldn't be very interesting, would it? So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and have a great day. Bye.